Everybody, it's Yuki once again, giving you guys a look at the templates, potential templates for our websites for indie gaming, VR chat, and VR gaming. So these are all completely different subjects when it comes to our channel. And I want to show you guys the templates. I'm always going to be explaining why I'm going with those templates and how website works when it comes to templates and website development. So let's go into first the templates itself. We're gonna start first with indie gaming because this is the big one that I want to talk about first, but it's not the first one you're gonna see. So this could be the template I'm going with. It's called News 5. It's it retails for 13 US dollars as part of a package with other potential templates for other things. For example, news, sports, and all that good stuff. The one I'm using is the gaming section, particularly for the indie games and potentially for gaming commentaries and other cool stuff that I want you guys to understand or know about. And there's another announcement I want to make before at the end of this video too. So this could be our indie gaming website template here. And the reason why I like this is because first off, we can put indie gaming here on the first line. The second one could be, let's say, blogs or commentaries. And then the third line could be reviews. This is something that I wanted to go into review making and all that good stuff when it comes to indie gaming. So this could be a thing. All right. So that is potentially how it works. The other thing I like is the blog. The blog page, if we take a look at the example blog page, let's say classic gaming blog, classic blog. Oh wait, no. Let's go to a blog page here. Let's go to more. Let's go to Xbox like this. This is a blog page. So like this. Now because this is part of a package that includes news from world business and all that, that's why it's the latest category. I'm going to change this to where it's based on a game, reviews and all that, previews and all that. That's going to be a potential thing here. Alrighty, so that's potentially the factor here. So that's a blog. And let's say I want to present a video, I can present a video here. Okay, so that is for indie gaming, and then I can make my own review page later down the line. Now, this one retails for 13 US dollar, but based on how it looks like, I could potentially code it myself, albeit I don't want to do that just in case. I'll explain my reasoning later, even if I have HTML experience. The next thing is, let's talk about now the VR chat, VR gaming section. I'm going to combine them. So we have two templates potentially at play here. This is called TixTube, and it retails for 9 US dollars, which is cheaper than the other one for indie gaming. But the reason why I like this is the way they present the template for a watch page. So the way this looks like is like YouTube, but you make it your own YouTube in a way. So let's say we are doing VR chat, and let's say we have an episode today on the Wolf Ventures. I could literally put this right here, specials and latest movies right there about the Wolf Ventures and VR chat, whatever. One section just for you. How about VR gaming? Same thing. And let's say I want to tell you, hey, this is what's happening today. This is the blog page. We'll go over the sections in a moment. Let's take a look at the movies. Now they call this movies because by definition of this template, they have movies. But we're gonna call it series for VR chat and VR gaming. And here is our series quotation marks. I could do one for IB cricket. Yes, I have been testing my batting skills in VR for cricket, a game that we don't have usually in the United States because that's usually a British thing. We don't have we have a US cricket team. I haven't seen a game on TV. The only reason why I know about cricket is because of John Boy Media. Okay? And that's how I learned about it. I'm like, okay, let me play. So I can do IB cricket and I can do Demio, which is a game like D&D, and then whatever VR chat series I have. And then the way that it looks is this. If you go click on a series name, you're gonna get this page. This is a sample of what it looks like. Now, does this look familiar? It looks like a YouTube page. It does because you have the video on the left and then the playlist on the right. So if that series has a playlist, I can put that in there, put the number, put how many minutes it is, how many minutes long, and then put it in here. And I have the summary of the episode and episode name. And then what's pretty cool about this is I have the cast. Now the way the cast works on this, you hover over. This is called a hoverable link. There's a hoverable element in the HTML world. I can put a picture of a character and I can put the name of the username. Okay? And then under that, you can have similar to this. Let's say I make the Wolf Ventures 2, for example. It's gonna be here. Let's say I put Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Protectors of Kindness. I can put that in there too. And again, it's possible. Possible, right there. Now, what about the news, the blog? Let's take a look at the blogs when it comes to the page. So this is how the blogs look like when it comes to, hey, an example. Now, when you click on a page, does anybody remember how I did my main channel, my main website, the yukiproductions.com? This is similar to that with the exception of this following thing. If we click on this, you're going to be able to see this. This is an example blog. Now, what did I say in my sample video of RetroYuki 2.0 if I was going to make a website for it? I said content menu on the left, content on the right, and this is exactly what it looks like. So I have news for you. Let's say I'm going to announce, hey, the Discord is now open. This would be where you put it. And I put a random image. Ta-da! Here's the thing. Click on it. Go to my Discord. You're good. Don't do it today because it's not ready yet. Alright? This is just a sample. And then in this blue box, I can give you the links to everything. Pretty cool. Pretty neat. No comments though. The reason being is because this requires the knowledge of PHP, and I do not have that yet. So no PHP for you. Okay? I'm just not going to do it just because that's another thing on its own. I don't want to go into that rabbit hole just so that I can give you something to play with. This will be also the same for gaming, for VR gaming. This is also going to be cool, and here's why. Did I forget? I forgot about something. That something is called VR Chat World Tours with Yuki the Hedgehog. I could return to that and put it as a series. That's actually coming back very soon. I was gonna do it in October, but I'm like, no, it's too close to the Spooky Yuki event. I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. So, so that's gonna be a thing. What about the other stuff? Now, keep in mind, I can remove everything else, and there's no app. So yeah. By the way, if you are on the phone, let's say you want to be on the phone. Uh, so on this template for the gaming news, we have the phone tablet. Let's say you go to the website. Here's how it looks on the phone. Here's how it looks on the tablet. And here's how it looks on the desktop. Now this one is for the gaming news potential at 13 US dollar. This one is how it looks like for the potential VR chat one and VR gaming. Here's how it looks like on the phone. Here's how it looks like on the tablet. Here's how it looks like on desktop. Pretty neat. Ignore this subscribe button. If you want to subscribe to this stuff, you actually have to go to the YouTube channel, which will be linked when I post an episode. The final template I want to show you guys before we get into money is this one. This is called the anime template, which I can also turn into VR gaming, VR chat, VR chat highlights, and Yuki the Hedgehog visits worlds. This is exactly same concept with an anime twist. So I can put a poster of the series and then, hey, here's the link, go to it. Okay? Now, let's go over some pages. Here is the anime details page that is going to be like the summary of the series. So let's say the Wolf Ventures and then the summary here. Ignore this. I do not speak Japanese, unfortunately. But you get my idea. Now, here is the details. I can change this to different words. For example, it's going to be VR chat, obviously. Studios, don't worry about it. Date aired is going to become date started. Status is ongoing, airing, or finished. Genre is going to be whatever it could be. Scores, forget the scores. It's not going to happen because there's no PHP here. Rating is also PHP. Duration is going to be how many minutes per episode, and that is going to be on average. Quality is going to be HD. Views is going to be null, NULL, because I don't want it to be too much on PHP. Reviews is going to be the cast members. And then the page where you can watch it is going to be under anime watching. And here's how it looks like. Now, this is for episode 1. What's going to happen is, if you want episode 2, you have to click on episode 2. If you want episode 3, 3, 4, 4, so on and so forth. Now, what happens in the case of gaming? In the case of gaming, VR gaming, it's almost the same thing. I'm just going to team it around gaming. Okay? Now, it could be a list of things. Alright? So, that's cool. Now, obviously, I can actually play this because this is just a sample video. But this is where you would watch this stuff. So in the case, for example, of the Wolf Ventures, episode 1 is going to be where my character meets Kyle the Wolf. The second character, that's a second character. The second episode is the fight. The third episode is the glasses. The fourth episode is the mall. The fourth episode is where they meet each other. Okay, cool, awesome. Same thing for highlights this. Same thing for this. Gaming has a series on its own. That's how it's going to be for the entire thing. Now, what about blogs and news? This is how the blog is going to look like in terms of the category. And then when I go to the details, this is how it looks like. Now, could I do this on my own? Yes, but it's too difficult to do it in one day. No shot. Okay, so now let's talk about the most important part besides just dropping a template. This template is free. The anime one. The one with the whole TixTube and all the cast members, that's $9. Now, here's the deal. How are you going to get to the website when it comes up eventually? Well, that's where we have to talk about Weebly versus Static.app. So Weebly is where you get to make your own website. The catch is this is a drag and drop system, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love drag and drop. The problem with it though is it's drag and drop and that's it. You don't get to really customize it your own way. The idea of Weebly, Squarespace, Wix, or any website builder is to give you a website or make a website in like 10 minutes or less using the drag and drop system. Now, again, this is awesome for those of you who are brand new to website development and just want a website out there and you're good. You're done. The thing with those is that you cannot customize it your way. Like, you also cannot have an FTP, File Transfer Protocol. So, just a little FYI, File Transfer Protocol allows you to transfer files from your computer to your domain site when you have the domain, and you can put it on your website. That's a very basic understanding. If it's desired, I will give you a tutorial series like I do with my other stuff. So let me know in the comments. Okay, so now domain name. The reason why I bring up the pricing panel here is because we have to talk about domain names. Why are we talking about domain names when it comes to websites? Because when you take a look at a Google, for example, and let's say you want to learn about Pokemon, literally, like literal Pokemon on Pokemon, the most common website is going to pop up is Pokemon.com. Pokemon.com is the domain name. Alright? That's the domain name. So .com, .edu, .gov, .org, and .biz, B-I-Z, is the most common domain endings. So .com usually goes for .community. .edu is like is for like educational institutions like universities and colleges. .org is an organization like a charity. .biz is for business sites. And we'll get into that in my tutorial for website development if we get there and if you guys want it. Now, back to the pricing. The pricing of upgrading your website on Weebly is $10 per month at the lowest level called Personal, and the highest is $72 per month, which is called Premium. Now, please be very, very careful, because on website developers like Weebly, Wix, Squarespace, you cannot use FTP. So you cannot use the template like I showed you today. So if you're going for a template, you better have a plan of a filed FTP protocol system with domain name. Okay? Because it's not going to happen. Now it's $10 per month at the lowest level on Weebly, which is you can customize to your domain name. You also have Personal, Professional, where you can add more customization. Here's what else you get. The domain, if you want a .com, .edu, .this, .that on Weebly, you have to do $16 per month if you're going month to month, or I believe $144 per year if you're going annually. That's a free domain for 1 year at the $16 per month level. If you go annually, it's $144 per year. Now, why is this important? Like I said earlier, .com, .hack, .biz, .edu is going to be important if you want to search on Google. especially for SEO purposes, search engine optimization. So free domain for 1 year, and it's only 1 year. The domain name itself, I believe on Weebly, is $14 at the end of the term. So $14 next year, for example. Now, if you decide to do this, I actually have had this happen with my main site, yukiproductions.com. If you decide to do this, they're going to give you a mail in the mail, a reminder that hey, your domain name is about to expire. Make sure you renew it if you want to keep it. I decided not to keep it for the purpose of this thing that we're about to do. That's why I said no. I'm not going to keep it. We're just going to go free now from now on, with the exception of the fact that we're doing this website from scratch thing. Okay? So be very careful. This is $16 per month. I say this plus $14 a year for the domain, for a total of $30 per 1 month, and then and then the $16 every month. So you're paying about 100 something per year compared to this. This is called Static.app, and you can get your website today for $6 per month. Plus, you get the following. You get to do 2 websites, which ironically enough, we're doing 2. So that makes sense. You have 500 megabytes of storage. You get a free and custom domain. You get an SSL certificate. The SSL certificate is the one where, hey, this website is legitimate. There's a lock here. You see this lock. That's called a domain SSL. Basically, security to make sure, hey, this connection is secure. Permission for this website. So you know when they say, hey, don't forget to accept our cookies. That's what this is, SSL. You also get unlimited traffic, website analytics, forms, which is important for our feedback, and integrations. Well, I'm not sure what the integrations are yet because I have not officially started this plan. I'm just showing you guys this to give you a taste. Now, why is this important to show? I just showed you Weebly costs about $100 something per year. This is only $6 per month. You get a free domain, you get website, 2 of them, and you get SSL for free automatically. May I add? So $6 per month times 12. That is, I believe, only $66 per year. That's not bad. Okay. Actually, it says 72. Never mind, 72. If you are billed annual, monthly it's $72 per year, which compared to Weebly is 100 something. You're saving about 30 something, which is big boy savings. Okay. So you get unlimited traffic, website analytics, forms, integrations. So that is what I'm going to go with Static.app. And I can just download this, format my own way, download this or purchase this for $9, format my own way, purchase this for $13, format my own way. But remember, this is more of a template and giving you guys a preview of it. So when can you expect at least a demo? Later tonight, but it's gonna be late because of our streams tonight on TikTok and YouTube. But the demo for tonight is going to be the VR chat VR gaming site, which is going to be using this one. Now I'm allowed to change it at any time because we are in the demo phase for a website from scratch. This counts as a website from scratch because you're technically using a template with coding experience. That's a difference between Weebly, Squarespace, the other one, Wix, versus doing a template. With those, the Weeblies and the Wix and the Squarespace, you're using a drag and drop system. Here, for the templates, you are using actual HTML code that you have to do it yourself, which I know how to do because I've learned it, right? So, I get to use what I learned to play this. Okay, so the demo would be coming out later tonight. I already have this template unlocked, so we're good. I just have to pay for the little plan there. All right. So that's it for this little taste of templates. Now keep in mind, only the VR chat and VR gaming one is going to be demoed tonight. Um, when we get into the whole gaming aspect for indie games, I'm gonna find a cheaper template just so that I don't pay too much. It is a one-time purchase, by the way. It's just for the starting that app, it's $6 per month. All right, that's all for this. We'll be back another time. See you tonight from Mario on YouTube and on TikTok. Enjoy.